Hello and welcome. I just wanted to make a quick short video sort of going through all of the little lore tidbits that we can see in this image. The community is currently pretty confused as to why certain things are the way they are. So I thought it'd be a good idea for me to make a short video to discuss these things and also just to clarify a few things that I did not include in my previous video. So let's just jump right into this. So first of all, people are saying that this is probably not the same Crucible Sword or something like that, or this is not the Crucible at all, but as we can see from the enlarged image, which is thanks to Prote from the community, this looks exactly like a Crucible Sword, which uses refined Argent Energy, or some variation of Argent Energy. We have the red interior. It is also surrounded by an outline of this sort of orange or this fiery color, and it also has demonic symbols or runes scattered all across the blade. So yes, this is definitely a Crucible weapon, but obviously it looks a lot different to what it was shown in the Book of the Seraph's picture, or the Codex entry, and I'll put up that image very shortly. Secondly, people are confused. This is probably not the Dark Lord himself, but we know for a fact that the Dark Lord was the leader of Jakad, and the Jakadians were very, very good when it came to building advanced technology, and their rate of progression with creating technology was far superior, or almost as good, if not getting better, than the technology that was available in Urdak. So even the father himself was impressed with how well these people were creating technologies to rival the father's creation. So it makes perfect sense why he has this fully bulked up armor set that covers up his entire body. And a lot of people are saying, you know, if he's the Dark Lord, why would he need armor? It's the same reason the Slayer sort of needs the armor, is because while both of these individuals are very strong physically, they may not have a lot of resistances to magical damage. And we know magic is an actual thing within the Doom universe. So we know that Wraith energy is some form of magical energy. We know that Argent energy can be manipulated or used by the denizens of Hell in order to create Hellfire. And in normal lore, Hellfire is far more hotter and burns far more hotter than normal fire. But the thing that makes it even better is that it does not require any sort of oxygen or anything like that to burn, because it is magical in nature. So, and we know that imps and barons, and especially archviles, they manipulate Hellfire, especially the archviles. So, you know, that's why it makes a lot of sense for the Dark Lord, who is the king or the leader of Hell's armies, purely by being the strongest. Because Hell works through a very simple method where the strongest shall survive, or, you know, natural selection in a way. So it makes perfect sense why he has a full suit of armor that looks very advanced, but also would protect him from magical damage. So the next one I wanted to talk about is Valen's Hammer. A lot of people are confused as to why his hammer is purple. For I think the most part, this is just a visual indication, just a visual design choice. But I think there are two possibilities. One is that his original hammer was red because of Argent energy, and it also had the demonic symbols upon it. But also because Sentinel Energy, where we can see from this axe right here or this shield, ranges between either aqua blue or turquoise or cerulean blue or cerulean green, and when you mix red and blue together you get purple. But I don't think that's the case. I think, my theory, is that he is using a modified version of the quad damage power-up, which is again the exact same color as his hammer now, which is purple. And from the Codex entry from Doom 2016 about quad damage, it says that it's some sort of magical power, where the person who uses this power-up becomes a host for the most powerful of a Ulthranx demon, which we can assume to be a different type or a different breed of demon. So I think this could be the reason what this could be the reason why his hammer is purple, is because he's using some sort of different energy source. It could be a modification on the Argent energy, and as we know, there are so many variations of Argent energy, or it could just be a simple design choice, or it could be the quad damage power-up. And we know that Commander Valen, he is no pushover. He was a commander of the freaking Knight Sentinels. He is physically but also mentally extremely strong. And I know a lot of people brush him off as being, second to the Slayer or anything like that, but Commander Valen is definitely not a joke. He is extremely powerful, extremely physically powerful. Now, one other thing that is very important, again, the weapons are colored with Sentinel Energy, which goes to show that the remaining people of Argenta have completely abandoned Argent Energy and are now fully utilizing Sentinel Energy. And we can assume this Sentinel Energy is coming directly from the World Spear or the Cosmic Spear, as I talked about in my previous deep dive video. So it makes sense why all of their weapons and armors are lit up. One other thing I wanted to talk about from the Twitter community, they found Daisy in the image, the Easter egg, so that's great. One other question I know a lot of people have, and no one has answered it just yet, is the amount of variations when it comes to the Sentinel Warriors. There's just such a wide variety of warriors. And the very simple answer is this. When the people of Argenta, when they were building up their civilization, and when they created the Knight Sentinels, right after defeating the Ancestrals, and once the Wraiths became a major part of their religion, or their new gods, there were a lot of other tribes of Sentinels that would try to fight for the lands that these people had. And not only that, when the first few demonic invasion occurred of Argent Denur, the first invasion happened in a remote location for a remote tribe, and they were completely decimated. So my obvious answer to this is all of these people are from a very different tribe within Argent Denur, because, Argent Denur is a massive, massive planet, so it makes perfect sense why they have a different variety. So, you have people that are wearing these, the sort of Sentinel or the Marauder type armor, and these could be the sort of the barbarian tribes or the sort of more of the berserkers. Then we have something in between, which is sort of the spear and the shield. Could be a bit more long range, more tank based. Then we have same thing here, the barbarian here. Then we have something, this armor set here, which resembles the cover art for Dark Souls 3, I believe. That sort of knight armor. This could also be another variation. And then finally we have the most obvious variation that we know of from Doom 2016 onwards, and that's the traditional Knight Sentinel armor set with the sort of the Crusader type greatsword. So yeah, I just wanted to make that clear, is that these are all the new tribes, or all the tribes coming together to basically fight for the galaxy, or fight for the realm, basically. Every single individual will more than likely be involved in this fight, working under the Slayer. One other very important question I wanted to clear up is that a lot of people are confused about these portals, these rips in space-time. And if you've actually read the lore, Knight Sentinels actually had this technology which was further refined through the use of Maker technology, where Sentinel Energy, once it is used in a certain way, can actually create sort of these teleporters, or can teleport things from one point to the other. And we can prove that in the story of the Sentinels, where it talks about the Fortress of Doom. And in the Fortress of Doom, the Codex entry states that the fortress has no propulsion technology whatsoever. There's nothing to have it travel through the cosmos. And the way that it works, and it says it right here, in quotes, propulsion is noticeably absent, as it is not required. The fortress manipulates space through an unknown process involving Sentinel Energy. And we know that while the Fortress of Doom was created with... The Fortress of Doom is made based upon Argenta design, because it would only be the people of Argenta that would occupy it, but the technology underneath it, underneath the hood as you can call it, is of Maker design. So we can understand why, with the massive world spear that holds all of that pure Sentinel energy, that they're able to use the technology that they have to open up these portals and lead all the people in. And we can confirm that by looking at the color of the portal, which is the same color as traditional Sentinel energy. And what else did I wanted to cover here? Yes, the trial of Malagog. Sorry, Malagog himself. People think this is Malagog, but no, this isn't. Malagog was created or enslaved to do one job, and that is to watch over the trial of Malagog. And people say that, you know, this is Malagog because he has these nails sticking out of his body. But that's the case with every Titan that we've seen in the game. All of them have nails on their body, and there's a very distinct reason for that. Number one, from the Codex entries from the lore, we know that these Titans are enslaved. They're docile creatures, but they are enslaved to do the heavy lifting. And we can confirm this by looking at the Codex entry of the Hell Barges, where these massive towers, these hellish towers, are chained upon the backs of these Titans. That's how they sort of keep the fortress stuck to their back. Similar to Kronos, who had the Temple of Pandora on his back. I also wanted to point out the iconography, or the iconography of this ship right here. And it's actually in the shape of an inverted cross. So the cross that where the Jesus was put upon, this is actually the inverted cross. So I sort of wanted to point out that, yeah, this is, you know, the full iconography of, you know, of hell. This is, you know, this is it. This is hell, and this is pretty much Satan himself, as you could say, within the Doom universe. And I think that's about all I wanted to cover in this video. Just a few little tidbits. So yeah, that's about it. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one.